When we have contents in the cell that don't fit as we are visualizing at a given point, for example. In cell 3 we have contents which, because of the size and type of the font, doesn't fit. We can alter its width. The width of the cell is the simplest. To do this we go to the dividing line of the two columns, to the right border of the column we are working on. In this particular case in A, and we see that, when we put the mouse just between A and B, it becomes an icon that tells us that we can click and drag to the right, and so we can make it wider or thinner, so that at any point we can adjust it to what we need to see all of the information that we have. All the information can be relevant, and it is logical that we would have it in sight. The same thing happens in column B. I select it, and I make it wider and wider to accommodate all the information. There is a utility which is to simply double-click. Double-click, what it does is adjust it exactly to the size required. We can do this with each of the columns. I can double-click and it will adjust it to the width it needs in order to accommodate all the information it contains at that moment. If I then, for example, in this column, I wrote longer information, logically it would be cut short again or run over into the next cell. So I would have to double-click again or readjust the column width to see it properly. These are utilities that we can even do in blocks. If we select all these columns and double-click here to the right of one of them, we are going to adjust the width of all of them to accommodate perfectly the current contents. Sometimes we might not want a random width for each of the columns, but rather a specific width. Imagine that we thought it was more elegant for all of the cells that contain numeric data to have a given width. How wide? For instance, this wide. We see that when we amend the width, here it gives information regarding how many pixels or how many millimeters wide I am making them. If I want to apply a specific width, for example 20, it is complicated to do it like this and get the exact point. To do this I will always have to then select the corresponding range or the corresponding columns. With the right button I have the context menu where I also have column width, which allows me to enter a specific quantity. In this case we give it 20 and we see that it has made all of them this width. This is a series of utilities that we can use to improve the visualization of our spreadsheet.